for some people, it's just gonna
it shifts. So what happens is the jobs they shift, right? They don't, and so instead of having like a programmer who like writes the code, you have an AI that writes the code and a programmer who effectively proofreads it, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Right. Like the jobs become effectively the same but different, if that makes any sense.
Here's the issue. That's not from what I've seen. AI is already producing clean code, and that's a major issue.
Yeah, I can tell you, as a programmer, it has made me dramatically more productive.
Yeah.
Because it's like all of a sudden it's like, well, here's the thing. Like I was, so I'm working on my own applications, so I spent a little bit of time this weekend working on my own apps, and I was like, okay, here I'm trying to publish it to the, I'm using Azure for kind of an app service to host the app, and I'm getting an error, and I'm like, all right, and it says, obviously check output log for more information. I'm like, okay, not a problem. I'm going to look at the output log. And I was like reading through it, and I'm like, it's just not really clear what I need to do. Copy the output log, drop it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT says, do this, do this, do this. I do those 3 things, boom, problem solved. And it's like, it is such a much better search engine than like, okay, let me read through all of these, different things, because I can also paste in my code, and it can be code aware of what I'm working on, And I'm like, man, that saved me, probably about an hour or 2 at a minimum to kind of figure out what the heck my problem was.
I can just use AI now to just write my emails at work, and then I just send them to customers, and I don't even have to proofread it because I just give it standard templates.
Like how they just build it off that.
Yeah, and it's the same with if you're sending out a CV now, the AI wants certain prompt words in your CV, so it'll filter that. You can just get another AI to do it for you. Why write a cover letter? You can just get the AI to do it. But we have an issue where, yes, the jobs are going to change, but how does that dynamic work? Is AI, because in the next 2 years, AI is looking to displace 85 million jobs. That's an issue, because we don't have 85 million. We don't have enough institutions to retrain 85 million people.
Thank you guys. Julie needs me. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Second issue you have is, even if you do have a proofreader, for example, is that proofreader going to get paid less because his skills are no longer required as much? So that person could be still on the same job, but the company could turn around next year and say, we're cutting your pay by half.
Yeah. So Susano says it's already replaced workers, but that said, it's mostly just removing work no one wants to do, in his opinion.
There's an issue with that, is that how many
hardware engineer yet?
Yeah, there is an issue here, is that most jobs aren't jobs that people want to do, and because most jobs are repetitive tasks. You're already looking at data analysts.
Right.
They're already starting to see an issue where they're no longer needed. You're talking lawyers as well, and a lot of the and here's another issue: how are young people meant to get into the industries when all the grunt work is gone? It was the same issue voice actors were coming out about, is they're not going to be able to do random person B on the street to get experience to get into the market. So it's going to be very good for the top 10%. It's not going to be really good for the bottom 90%. So what do you do about the bottom 90?
Forgive my ignorance here, because of course I'm older than all you guys, so I didn't get this from the beginning. I got it from the beginning, but I didn't really understand the AI and whatnot until recently. But as a lawyer and a consultant, my work tends to be very, how do I say this? There are 2 very high aspects of what I do. It's very intellectually challenging, and you have to deal with people, which is a problem. I mean, the one thing the AI does for us is just organization things, skills and whatnot. But that's just like way back office stuff, right?
Yeah.
I can't really, I wish I could dump all my interns and get an AI to do their work, but, yeah. And
the problem we have
sure you'd be better, but anyways.
The problem we
especially
have
the
is
generation now, man. God.
The exponential growth of it and the emergent what is a bit effectively emergent tasks that it's learning. It's not when we put, when an AI sees physics, it's learning physics. It's not just accepting the information. That's an emergent property.
Okay.
And if AI goes at the same exponential rate, we'll see moderate AGI probably within 2026. That came from OpenAI's actual trend statistics. That should be at 2030. If we're going at the same rate we're going now, that's 2026.
Okay.
That's a huge issue. Moderate AGI's AGI, which can effectively, which is automated general AI, which can effectively do the job of 60% of all humans. That's a huge issue. It'll be great for people like yourself if you're a lawyer for, like, say, a Fortune 500. But it might not be so good for the person who's running their own practice doing standardized stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because if it's repetitive, a lot of the aspects are the same. It's just
Yeah.
going to go, you know.
I as of course, American and British law practice is a bit different than the
Is
the
Portuguese
rest of the
Roman law?
world, right? I'm sorry, what?
Is Portuguese Roman law?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brazilian
it's the
is
same in
Roman law.
Scotland. Yeah, it's the same in
Yeah.
Scotland.